Hello, and welcome to Leashed Dads podcast. That is JJ.
That's JD.
We are two leashed dads that get together to discuss our everyday lives while chained to our parental responsibilities, taking care of our families, and at the same time, trying to take care of ourselves. What's with that?
Wait, what do you mean take care of ourselves? I
You know
thought.
what I mean, take care of ourselves.
Oh. Righty, lefty. Hello.
No, tonight
That's
we're
what you.
talking about mental health, checking in with y'all. It's been a while since we've talked about this subject.
Has it? Has it?
Yeah, yeah, it's been a while.
Are you sure?
Yep.
I don't remember.
I mean, I don't want to sit here and go over the
I don't
past episodes,
remember the
but
last time we did a mental health talk.
we've briefly talked about it.
Sure.
I know when I got my night alone.
Yeah. Okay. Briefly talked about it, but wasn't something that we had done so deep here, which is actually the kind of the
Yeah.
focus tonight is a little deeper towards mental health. Kind of maybe some things you can do, how you're actually coping, maybe get some ideas from us about how you can cope or want to cope, what there may be. So, welcome everybody to the Leashed Dads.
It's gonna get deep tonight, guys. We're
Well,
gonna
I
get
don't
real deep.
know. Not as deep as I can go.
Well,
Anyway,
that's
woo!
good for you. Anyway,
What are you drinking?
it is NAPBR. Believe it or
See,
not.
that's the problem. He told me he was having sleeping problems. That's his problem right there. He's becoming reliant on that again.
Non-alcoholic beer is my sleeping problem. Okay.
Yep, that's exactly what it is. You know what my
All right.
sleeping problem is? The choice of drink at night.
That's your issue. That's not my issue. I dare not touch caffeine after
Hey,
noon.
I did not say I had a problem. It is a
All right. Well,
choice I make.
before we get into these lacking of sleeps, how
I'm
was
not
your
saying
week?
I get
What's
lack.
going on with you, man?
Oh, it's a weekly recap time, huh? Way to segue, asshole. No, so let's see what's going on here. I need to do that. Okay. Um, during the week, well, what kind of sparked this episode tonight was the fact that I've been doing some mental health work on myself. I think I've come to a realization that I have started to become a little unhappy with myself, what I'm currently doing, where I'm actually currently at in my life. So by that, I've talked to my boss already actually about this. Um, no, I'm not quitting my job.
Risky move. Risky move.
I I've been straightforward. I don't want to blindside him because him and I've had this conversation before, where it actually does take our company a little bit of time to do a hiring process for a new prospect, even if they're already within the company. Um, and then there's like the training that does go along with it. Like if they're a new hire coming from outside of the company, there's a week long new hire training essentially, or a couple like maybe 2.5 days, whatever it may be. And then on top of that, do the training with the client or the client's material. But it takes like to get somebody to replace, for example, or fill a seat on our team, it takes about 3 weeks in total.
Well, that sounds about right.
But that's a long time. I mean, we're talking about just to get like a requisition out there.
Yeah.
It takes some or like the company or HR team to get that up and then get it out, and then all of a sudden you're taking a whole another 3 weeks to get somebody hired on. So there's already a lapse in a seat production in that sense too. So I've been doing some mental health for myself. I have taken the opportunity to find new opportunities, maybe a career change here. I'll let you know more later on. As far as I know, so far the process has been pretty damn quick. I had a phone interview this morning. I have something going on tomorrow already. Um,
Wow.
so we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. I've been having a few rough nights of sleeping with Sam being away due to work. Her schedule is now from a PM to AM, so she's working overnight. Sleep has been rough. I've had some slight paranoia trying to sleep. Um, I feel like a little kid when I say slight paranoia and looking in a corner and going, "What the fuck is out there?" Uh,
Oh
and
yeah.
I'm using my phone to turn on and be like, "Oh, it's just my freaking corner with my sweatshirts and everything." I'm like, "Yeah." Anyways, so that's that. I've just tried to do some house husbandly chores like dishes, laundry, so on and so forth. We are prepared. We're pretty much prepared for Halloween. The kids basically all have their costumes. I can't wait to share pictures. Um, my baby girl is going to be a dragon. She's so fucking adorable in it. Um,
Aw.
my youngest son is going to be one of those inflatable dinosaur guys, or like riding a
Nice.
dinosaur again. Um, my middle son is going to be this character from the game Garden of Banban. He's Jumbo Josh. He's a big green character, inflatable. It's really cool. He just got it today. Um, my eldest son Kane is going to be Lucario, a Pokemon. It's like his favorite Pokemon. So, and then Sam and I are going to match as like dragons as well to match our youngest, our daughter. So we'll see how that all turns out. It'll
Very
be fun.
cute. Okay.
It will be, but yeah. So, um, and then there's another thing too that I did as well that was brought to my attention from Sam. Uh, in light or lieu of health, this is more just health in general through Wisconsin. Um, I did a few health activities. I uh, did a health assessment. I listened to a couple of health podcasts. I'm actually following them. It's a WebMD thing. I downloaded their app and now I'm getting basically $150 for free. It's an incentive basically to do their little health thing. It's actually pretty quick and easy. And then yeah, I just had to do like give him my most recent dental cleaning or whatnot. So
$150. Wow.
yeah, for three quick things, 15 like a 15-minute question or like a 15 questionnaire kind of thing for a health assessment, when your last dental cleaning was, and then you pick an activity like listening to 2 podcast episodes from the current season. Those podcasts aren't very long; they're like 20 to 40 minutes, depending on which episode you're going for. But they're very, very good. I would definitely say so. Uh, but yeah, that's my week, or what's been leading up to today. Like I said, I've also had self actualization, I think, where I might be changing careers. So we'll see, or taking opportunity to venture into new territory. So that's me.
Is this new path you're going on something that you're passionate about?
We'll find out. I believe I'd say I'm more passionate about it. Um, and I think I've had a passion for it before, just never really brought it out. Um, it's dealing with dental.
Wait, like a dentist? No, you didn't go to medical school.
I'd be a dental assistant.
You can be a dental assistant without going to school.
Yep. It all depends on the.
Get the hell out of here.
Nope. I'm not going to get out. But it all depends. To be brief, it all depends on where you go, what company like dental office you work for, because there are some dental offices that do require you to be certified, which would require some sort of schooling. Now, Wisconsin, we have like a weekend dental assistant school where you can go for
Right.
10 weeks or whatever, spend like $4,000 on it and get certified. You can go to school, like maybe even the tech to get certified. Um, but then there are some offices that will take people that have never touched dentist or dental in their life You could be an entry-level dental assistant, and they will train you. Like sometimes even offices prefer that you have no experience, so they can mold you to the way they want you to be. So yeah, we'll see how passionate I really am. Um, it kind of all started, and I think this is where the self actualization came in. I started sales, right? I started doing dental sales back in 2015, and I was enjoying that to the point of I actually enjoyed talking about the dental equipment. We're talking the scalers, we're talking the Profies. If you may not know what they necessarily are, but for the hygienists, they know what they are. The Profi cups are the things that they use to clean your teeth, like a little polish. When they say what kind of polish do you want, like you get your mint, your cherry, whatever flavors they have available at your office, they're using that's called Profi paste.
Oh, okay.
And then the Profi cup is what they scoop the paste into, and then they polish it around or put it on your teeth and polish your teeth. The scalers are what they use to kind of scrape away at some of the plaque and your gums to make sure you're not really infected, or help reduce or clean up your teeth a little bit more in detail.
Right.
Um, but yeah, so that's I'd be working and providing dentists or the dentist with tools that they're going to use for surgeries or when they're doing other things. Hygienists not so much, because the hygienists can do their own thing at their own pace. But I'd be sitting with the dentist chair side, um, handing him tools when he's ready to, or they're ready to, for example, fix your tooth. If you have a chipped tooth, they're facing it and doing whatever to make it look good again, make it look like a real tooth. Um, Dentistry is an art, but we'll find out more later on, maybe next week as well for you folks, where that's at and whatnot.
Wow, looking forward to hearing more about that. That's great.
So that's really the big mental health that I've been working on, is trying to make myself happy and not dreading going or saying I don't want to work today and having a struggle to get out of my bed and go to work or what there it may be. Because believe it or not, when you start feeling that way, you're going to start hurting yourself in your current position. And we can definitely talk more about that. Well, actually, you know what? Let's talk about it now, since we're on the topic. But if you start ever dreading going to work,
Which I do.
start looking for a new career
I
or
have.
position. And I say this because you are only hurting yourself in chances of keeping bridges alive with the company you currently work for, or what there it may be. Because I won't say if you get fired from your current company or by any means, not to strike fear, but now you have to wait extra amount of time maybe to get back into that company if you ever wanted to go back. Don't know why you would if you're really not liking what you're doing, and maybe there is an opportunity in that company that you've been wanting to do or try out. Um, but sometimes you start from the ground up. As far as right now for me, I like my company, but it's the position that's really causing some of this uh, tension on myself. Um, and I've been doing sales in a sense for 8 years. And I guess maybe in this 8 years, it's taken me a little bit longer to find out this is not what I want to do,
Yeah.
for my life, for myself, really. Um, yeah, sure, working from home is great. There's definitely benefits of working from home, but at this point, it's only hurting me because I'm starting to say I don't want to. I don't want to get to the point of I don't want to get out of bed. I don't want to work, or I'm dreading to go to work. But at the same time, if I start doing that, I'm going to start hurting my own production, and that's going to put me in a tough spot with my manager, because he's going to have to put me on a plan, and that's not going to be good for me, because then
Yeah.
that's only going to cause me to be less productive or whatever, and then in the end, that could lead up to termination. and
Yeah.
I don't need that again. I've been terminated once before. I don't want to go through it again. Granted, it was I had a quick turnaround in finding a position, but it's not fun. I had like a month off basically of doing nothing, so wasn't long. But at the same time, it's never fun having to do job searches. So
No, it's not. I hate
yeah,
it.
or unless you're doing job searches on your own time while you have a job, you're okay. If you're or if you're trying to find your first job, good for you. But if you're lost your job and now you're trying to find a job, it sucks. But
Yep.
nowadays, who cares? You probably could find a job wherever you go that's going to hire because
Mm,
I still see a lot of places that are saying now hiring. It is what it is. But yeah,
yeah.
that's kind of a start there. Jared, tell me about your week. I know maybe your mental health through your week.
Well, very busy. There's been a project that has come up in our family to help my aunt out with the move of uh, her move. She's selling her house. She has still a bunch of stuff there. She hasn't been there in a long time because she's been ill. So my family and I, are taking the opportunity to help her out with
Okay.
taking care of her property that she's selling while she can't do it. So it's an all hands on deck type thing, and my mic, I don't think it's picking up a lot, but whatever. Um,
Sound good to me.
okay, good. So I asked Natalie for help because I was there all weekend, and I honestly I do feel bad because I'm not home. And this is an opportunity for her to get out of the house. So my dad is helping, my stepmom is helping, all hands on deck. So it's going to be a project for the next couple days here, if not weeks. And so yeah, fun, right? And on top of that, I have not been sleeping good at all. I have no excuse. I've stuck to my routine recently because of my mental health and my lack of sleep, which the lack of sleep has a lot to do with my kids not sleeping through the night still, but also when they do, I still wake up and toss and turn and feel like complete crap in the morning. Even though I'm not up until 11:30, 12 o'clock, and I abstain from alcohol during the week, and I cut off screen time well before I go lay down in bed. I have started reading more instead of being on my phone watching shit on Hulu or Netflix or whatever. So I'm tackling my book collection, which is going great, by the way.
Good.
I've really enjoyed the books that I've read so far, and I'm kind of pissed at myself for not doing it sooner. I was like, damn, this is enjoyable.
God, I'm gonna call you crazy.
Huh?
Nothing. Nothing at
Oh,
all.
you're gonna call me crazy? Okay.
Oh, you've actually
Um,
heard that, huh?
yeah. No, I mean I've heard it from, and I actually have a coach, a wellness coach in my family who's a cousin of mine, and I actually won. Thank God, I won a part-time scholarship to his class, and I attended one of his seminars that he usually puts on for executive in business to try to get a contract with the business and their employees to get their wellness and health program or whatever.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I learned, I already kind of knew the whole sleep, cut off screen time, and alcohol and all that stuff, but just something the way that he presented it was just like, holy shit, this is not that hard. Just turn off your phone, put it somewhere else. If someone wants to get a hold of you, they can freaking wait until the morning. If
Fair.
it's an emergency, I'm sure like it'll be blowing up and I'll notice it. But I don't need to be on my phone after a certain. I mean, I'm on the computer all day long. I don't need to be on my phone too. And I love books. I love collecting books, but up until a couple weeks ago or a month ago, I really, no, more like 6 to 7 months ago, I really didn't read because I was so focused on trying to distract myself so I didn't hear my own thoughts and my own inner voice constantly going nuts. I could just have on The Office or Trailer Park Boys or Scrubs just to have on in the background so I could pay attention to that in the background and not have to listen to what's in here. So before we get into that, that is my week. Very busy, helping out family, lack of sleep, trying to figure out why. Are you a proud daddy today?
I'm a proud daddy every day, but
Awesome.
I'm very proud of my 4-year-old.
Why?
He's well, besides going to school, right? Half going to school for half a day, or like a couple, like 3 hours, right? We've been forcing him. Bad choice of words. We've been working with him. We've been working with him on going to the bathroom, doing potty training essentially. Um, and this is something we did with all our kids, but we put them in underwear. Okay. First off, we were putting him in underwear with the pull up on. The underwear was over his pull up, so whatever, it wasn't doing much. Um, Now we're kind of just doing it where, like, in the morning before I take the other kids to school or other kids to or drop them off at their grandma's, I'll leave him in a pull up. I'll change him, get him in a pull up. But when it's time to get him to school, I put him in underwear because they
Okay.
don't like school doesn't really want to deal with a child in pull ups. Um, they would, I guess, rather deal with a shitty piece of underwear. Let's say, for example, if he poops, like has an accident in his underwear, right? I guess they would rather deal with that than deal with having to wipe his ass.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still
That's
probably
weird.
what they're still wiping it, I'm sure, helping him out, but yeah, it's one of those things. But we've been working with him on doing that. He is it's actually really good to see that he is in fact doing a lot better. Like he's peeing on his own. He's like, I'm going to the bathroom. So potty training has been going really well with him, and really makes me happy knowing that that's going pretty well. What about you? How proud are you of your girls?
I'm always proud, but today I'm especially proud because the last few meals they've eaten foods they normally wouldn't eat and in good quantities. So I'm happy about that. And then also, Eleanor's vocabulary is improving. Where mine is
You,
lacking, hers is improving.
you almost struggled with that word vocabulary, huh?
Oh, I almost shortened it to vocab, and then I was, oh, you Larry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it makes sense. I get you.
So, yeah, apparently school's rubbing off on her. I'm sure her peers are talking a little bit more clear, and the teacher needs to understand her a bit more. So I'm sure that's helping a lot.
Not gonna lie, I think that's what it always comes down to. Uh, you've got your teachers, or you have the influences of your peers. That really helps.
Vocabulary.
Vocabulary, yes. You get your peers that help you out with your vocabulary because they're talking, they rub off on you. So yeah, it's one of those things, which is I think amazing. But who knows? It is what it is. But yeah. So glad to know we're proud daddies. Please, by all means, parents. It doesn't have to be proud daddies, but share your proud moments. Share your life with us if you feel like it. You can certainly do that on YouTube, Spotify with questions or the poll, whatever's out there at the time for you. Email us, leashdads14@gmail.com. You can share it on TikTok at Darth Nomi. And we do appreciate all the viewers. I've been seeing a lot of new, I guess, followers coming in, or just a lot of new views on those videos and likes. So thank you very much for those small clips. But yeah, no, we really appreciate the support, and we're going to keep it coming for you so you can keep enjoying the content. And if you want to let us know what you would love to see, by all means, reach out to us. Send us
Yeah.
information. We would be more than happy to start talking about other topics that you want to hear about when it comes to parenting. So that's our little plug there for a bit. But let's get into it as well here. I mean, mental health is a huge thing, right? Briefly talked about self-actualization, being happy with where you're at. I, for myself, again, not happy where I'm currently at with a career. So I'm trying to do what's necessary for myself and change that. And the only way you can do that and make change is by moving forward and actually doing it. You can't
Yep.
change just by sitting here idly.
Nope. Change isn't going to come to you just sitting on your ass listening to Netflix.
Nope.
Nope.
You have to be proactive. So how do you do that? How do you be proactive?
Well, you have your options. You can research. You can really start to dig deep as to where you want to go. If you're not satisfied with where you are, where do you want to go?
No, how
That's
do you
all
figure
you.
that out though?
That's huh?
How do you figure that out? How do you figure out where you want to go? I mean, that's for the fact that all right,
Research.
is that going to be your answer for everything? Research.
Mainly.
Okay, well,
I
fine.
mean,
You can stick to your research. But let's talk about it this way, okay? There was a time where I had a very down moment because I had no idea what the hell I wanted to do. I was stuck at that point where this is one of those things where I had a friend come over, had a few drinks, whatever. I had to talk because I'm like, I don't know what I want to do. Like, I am stuck here. So what do I do? Like, I was caught on the idea of I don't know where I want to go with my career. I don't feel like I'm providing enough for my family and myself. So what do I do to do that? And then I've also talked to my wife about it. So, yes, as much as research is a good thing, right?
talking with friends and family.
Talking with friends and family, getting an idea, talking to your boss or somebody you can trust at work might even be a good thing too. My boss, I'm not going to say he doesn't help. He is very helpful and he's very supportive. Like he said to me today, he said, I will support you as much as I don't want to see you go. I'm not going to hold you back. You know, if there are ways I can help you, I will help you. Even my senior manager says the same thing. It's like, we will support you in what you decide to do. As much as it sucks to lose you or to lose anybody that's really like a good worker, a good boss or a good manager or whatever, a leader is not going to hold somebody back.
Yeah, it's very
But
true.
I mean, so using your friends, family, coworkers, or somebody in that area, you can use them as a resource. Use their maybe you've got somebody that's older, like a peer of yours that's older. And I had reason why I reached out to my boss is because he in fact had his own business, trucking business at one point, and he made a
Really?
career change. He went from a trucking business into a sales role and into a sales manager role. So I'm like, I want to talk. I want to know what caused you or how you knew when a good time
Hmm.
to change your career was.
What did he say?
There is never a good time. You're never going to know.
It's very
It
true.
it's
He's
only
right.
and this is the big mental thing is we have maybe this mindset that, and I have this, I get way too content with something or complacent. I get too complacent with
Comfortable.
what I'm, yeah, too comfortable. So it took me forever. It took me 10, 11 years basically to get out of McDonald's. I started working there when I was 14. I didn't leave until 2015.
Wow.
Like when I turned 14, let's see here. That was 8th grade. That was 2006, 2005. So yeah, 10 years. I was with McDonald's for about 10 years. And then I moved over to another company. And I was with them for 3 years. I was very complacent and comfortable, but at the same time I was very loyal. Like
Yeah.
that's my thing. So I get in this mindset that I'm very complacent and loyal and like just doing what I can do. And it's the idea of having something stable. So when all of a sudden I'm looking for something new, I start second guessing, which causes some of my mental health. Like
Yep.
anxiety, for example. I start, as much as it doesn't seem like it's there, I do get a little anxious and I get a little maybe worrisome or start thinking about these things and I don't know. Like, am I doing the right thing? So I'm starting to walk that balance beam and teetering back and forth like, oh my God, I'm going to fall. What am I going to do? How am I going to manage this? So using people, using your peers, talking, getting their thoughts, getting anything that can really help you out is going to be, I would say, key.
Hmm.
And this is what Jared's point of research as well. I mean, all these things can only take you so far. You may be uncertain until it actually happens. And hopefully at that point, once it does happen, your mental changes. That's kind of the work mental. Uh, Working for a company or, how strong your work mental or ethics are when it comes to
Yeah.
business ethics. But I mean, that's not really why we're here. Sorry for the
Yeah.
longer
And
tangent, but
no, that's fine, and I really appreciate you sharing that because I went through a similar, and I'm sure millions of people have went through this too, where they had some sort of realization that holy shit, this is depressing as hell. I need to find something else to do. With me, it was a little bit more spiritual, where I actually felt something let go, and there's actually a version of me who wanted to be exactly where I was right now, like 5 years ago, even a year, maybe no, 2 years ago. There, I wanted this. I wanted to be in insurance. I
mhm,
wanted to climb the ranks of a corporate ladder. I and now I could care less. I really don't care, and getting up from the morning is sad, and going to the office is sad for me because it's something I honestly passionately don't want to do. I've been in every situation I can with at work. I've talked with everybody that I can. I mean, I have there's no surprises left, and any surprise that does come up, I feel is going to be negative. And again, that's probably
mhm.
my own fear that I'm not being open to new experiences within the job that I'm at. But if I'm upset and bored and angry with what I'm doing, I need to find something else.
Yep,
So that leads to my little blurb I had in our notes about a coaching school. In the past year, I've done research. I've unfortunately I don't like talking to other people that much, including my peers, unfortunately, because I don't want to hear something that is going to be negative or not what I was expecting. Because again, like you or like everybody else, that I love comfort. I it's my crutch. Hence
yep,
the whole listening to the shows over and over again. it's comfortable for me. Not making any changes is comfortable for me. Not wanting to move anywhere is comfort. It's a crutch. And you got to, and it's mainly because of fear. I'm afraid of stepping out of my comfort zone because I'm going to lose it. I have nothing to fall back on, which is something I'm still learning, but I'm starting to do more research on becoming a coach. And this is a good platform for you and me, JJ, to start this with what have we been doing in our podcast? We've been trying to help dads, parents
Yeah.
know they're not alone in their situations that pop up. They're not alone that they are being a parent and they might be frustrated or questioning certain things. We're here for you guys, right?
I 100% agree. Yeah,
And
we are here for you.
we're trying to coach you into being a better parent, if not a I don't know if we're really trying to
I
get you to
won't
be a better
say
parent, but
I won't say
how would you
coaching as
how would you say
much.
that?
We're here to share our experiences and
Yeah.
talk about some things that can lead into, or you may have already slightly experienced yourself, and maybe how to cope with them.
Yeah.
Now, yes, some of these could be coaching, um, or doing some self discovery or research,
Yep.
what there may be. So, yes, I like the idea. We could be a coach in a way, um, that we are shedding some light on some things that you could even consider, such
Yeah.
as finding a new career and knowing that it's okay to step out
Right.
of that comfort zone, especially if you're unhappy with where you're at, because
Right.
you're only going to cause yourself problems if you don't try to make that change.
So after the research and like lack of
Mm-hmm.
talking to my peers because I didn't want to hear what they had to say because I wanted to only hear what I wanted them to say, which that's not how the world works, but that's how my tiny little brain was kind of firing on the cylinders back then. And I asked myself, what makes you happy? And after feeling out my feelings and looking in my past, and maybe I can ask you this question: what has made you feel the most warm inside, the most happy? The Then not talking about material, just little moments in life. What is that surrounded by? It's a four-letter word.
Kids,
That's yeah. I'm looking love.
uh, kids,
Sure. Well,
synonym for love.
the love for your kids, the love for your wife, the love from a parent, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, no, I know. I was just giving you shit, obviously.
Yeah,
No,
obviously.
love. Now there is another word for that as well, and it doesn't have to be LOVE by any means. Support. Having the support from your spouse, your family. It's not always your spouse, but maybe your parents, maybe your roommate that you live with or whoever, right? That's huge.
Connection, support,
Your
connection.
connection, support, love. I mean, love can, I would say love is more from like a family aspect. I'm not I won't say like your connection to your roommate unless you love your roommate and you are like soulmates at that point.
Yeah,
So,
but I I asked myself that question, and
mhm.
I've always wanted to help people. That's kind of why I'm in the customer service role, and it's another reason why I'm damn good at it, even though I hate doing it because a lot of the people don't appreciate what I can offer them.
Mhm.
But I I've been able to talk people, clients out of difficult situations, calm them down, and resolve a situation just by a phone call. And I really want to spread my energy, my experiences, and my recommendations. I don't I mean I have to do a mission statement yet, but I would like to become a coach for people in need who feel alone, especially if they're dealing with some existential crises or just like identity crises where you don't feel you know yourself anymore. I would love to share uh, the love and passion I have for this type of topic, which you guys can obviously tell I love talking about because I won't shut up about it.
Well,
Even since day one about starting this podcast,
yeah,
JJ and I got together. We said we're doing this. We want to do it. We love this. Let's just do it, and we did it. We're doing it now.
we're still doing it. We're almost, I think, basically 40, 41 episodes strong. I would love to say strong, and I'm going to say strong, but it's the fact that we support each other with this. We both have family that support us. Um,
Yep.
you know, we're going to keep doing it for you, for us, as this is something we are definitely passionate about. Because, like Jared said, actually, from a mental standpoint, mental health, I did feel alone for a while as a parent.
Yeah.
Um,
Same.
Even being a first time parent before I met my wife, I felt very much alone. Um, Now, there are circumstances as to why, but parents don't always agree.
Yeah.
Parents don't always co parent. So, needless to say, or at least co parent very well, needless to say, uh, people, yes, feeling out there. We're here to help you out, um, coach you in the sense of providing you our experiences, share our experiences with you, shed some light on opportunities you can take to make you a better you, to cope with those certain things that you need to do. And we're talking balancing too, right? How do you balance yourself as a parent and yourself?
If you're asking me,
I mean,
that is one of the hardest things that I'm learning as a dad. How to balance between the man that I am now and also a dad, because they while I would like them to be the same, they're not. I still have things I want to do that don't involve my kids, unfortunately. I mean, I don't know if unfortunately, but that's just how I feel. You need time for yourself. And I guess, how do you cope with it? I mean, how do you balance yourself between you and your kids?
honestly,
Unless you don't. I don't know.
honestly, everything is a blur. I can't say I have like that finite balance. Myself and being a dad kind of blurs or blends together, uh, because I have changed to the point of being a dad is my new self. Like I am a father. That is who I am. It's who I'm always going to be now. Um, do I still have the stuff that's set aside for myself to distinguish or keep me separate when I'm not doing fatherly or parental duties? Yes, video games, this podcast, for example. Um, as much as we're talking about being parents and helping parents out that feel stressed or like they don't know what they're doing anymore. Well, I won't say doing anymore, but having a hard time and needing some assistance. I use this as an escape, a coping mechanism to keep a little bit of myself of not being a parent, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
No, it
But
does.
who am I? I ask myself. I am still a father. I am still a coach. I am everything that I need to be. And when I say I'm a coach to my kids. I'm a
Yep.
coach to other parents. I'm a coach to my friends. I'm a coach to my coworkers. I'm a trainer. I am I'm a leader. Whether you look at it as I'm a leader by being a parent to my children. I'm a leader to no, granted, mental. Uh, but I am a leader to those people that are looking for answers. Even when it comes to, I don't know. I had an example today where a coworker of mine had reached out asking, okay, what are your thoughts about this? I feel like our client kind of, ripped me apart a little bit here. I thought his presentation went well. You know, there were some things that could definitely be worked on, but overall, he still did a good job with the presentation. And yeah, the client was maybe a tad harsh with certain things where they didn't necessarily need to say everything. But point being, balancing my figure as a dad and myself, it's a blur. It's blended together because at the end of the day, I am still a father. And that's not going to change how I view myself. I could be my friends joke about this, but they come and say, "Hey, Dad."
You told me those stories. You got the dad voice.
I've got the dad voice, and that's coming from
Yep.
family. That's not only just coming from friends. That's coming from family as well. But like sometimes my friends will come in and be like, "Hey, Dad." Not like I am their father by any means, but it's just easier for them to distinguish or have help my kids distinguish dad versus Justin, for example. In the end, I take it a little bit to heart because I've been told for the longest time, since high school, from friends that I've known since high school, I'd be a good father. But my mental, I mean, I still feel like I'm a good father. I'm doing things. I am truthfully proud of where I'm at from a father standpoint.
It's agreed.
But as a mental for myself, no, going down the right career path, that's a whole nother story. But that does take a toll as well, because then all of a sudden it trickles into the idea: are you still a good father? Are you doing the best for you, not only yourself but your family? As of right now, maybe.
There's your balancing act right there.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
I found my balancing act, but sadly enough, it's towards work, based on my career, not so much
No.
not so much of what I can do right now with the podcast, or you know what I'm doing outside, playing, riding my longboards, or doing a sport, um, doing art, or playing video games, right? Uh, but yeah, I mean, work is work. Finding the right career for myself is gonna help me, I think, rebuild myself in that way.
Okay. So, yeah, I'm just trying to think of ways that you could incorporate your passions into a career, like I'm trying to do. My passion for helping people find them true selves and get rid of negativity in their life.
Hmm.
I don't know. It's a hard one, man.
Well, let's talk about customer service. Right now, we are. I mean, I would say we're providing a service, right? But you know, certain people, negativity. Certain people are very good at taking it in,
Yeah.
and when I say taking it in, I mean they absorb it and let it really kind of destroy them from the inside out.
Yep.
Um, and it may not be, or I won't say letting it destroy you from the inside out, but really letting it affect how you start viewing things.
Oh, for sure. I was the same way. I mean, Jesus Christ, you know that I was that way. I
Yeah.
was constantly negative about everything in college, man.
Oh yeah.
And it was I had ulcers because of that shit, because I was stressed constantly, because I was always worried about the negative outcome.
Hmm. I have
And
I have the same thing.
oh, you do
Well,
now?
Uh, with certain things. Before I made that tough decision back in 2020, there was a lot of negativity, a lot of
Oh
things.
yeah.
Uh, certain aspects of work, I
Hmm.
did I did feed on negative energy from other like coworkers, but at the same time, I still tried to bounce back. I still tried to be as positive. I still tried to shed light. I've taken feedback from past leadership and used that, like use their like constructive criticism to build up to where I am now. Like people have noticed it too. Like don't get me wrong, people will notice when you take in negative energy or take in negative feedback and use it. I'm going to say this because it's very, very true. And I've noticed this a lot. Negative energy spreads very, very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very easy for people to absorb and continue to spread. Positive energy, not so much. You have to be very strong when you want to feed or send out positive energy. Your mental has to be there. You have to be strong. And this is why I want to talk about customer service a little bit. Because when you're in a customer service role, your mental has to be there. Because you could be talking to people or anywhere. Food service, retail, insurance, just making phone calls, anything like that. Honestly, is still a customer service role, and you can just keep hearing everything that's just bad, 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 bad. And if you let that eat away and you don't have the thick skin that you may claim to have, or that negative just keeps eating away at that thick skin, eventually you're going to crack. And eventually your positive mental, your strong positive mental will become negative. How do you change that? Do you run away? How do you fight it? Because if you
You
just
have
run
to
away, what's that doing?
nothing. It's just harboring it.
Exactly. So what do you do to fight it? I've had management tell me, "Hey, I've noticed this." And then I've always tried to bounce back. Do you take a day off? I mean, burnout is a thing, right? You're burned out from doing something. Making sales calls, working with insurance, working with your clients for insurance, being in retail, just having people bitch at you for no reason. Oh, it's too fucking expensive. Or why is this here when this was like last year's blah blah blah, right? I don't know. It's just random shit, right? Okay. We like as from a manager's aspect, they've told me, "Hey, I've noticed this." And then all of a sudden I take a break and come back and then rethink and I try to try to become vibrant and with positive energy. Um, I would say I'm very good at taking criticism, like constructive criticism, and using it to keep myself positive. I've done this in the past where I've talked with my boss recently and I've come back and used his feedback and have tried to make myself positive again towards the point of that I can do my job and have it not reflect so poorly. Point being though, negative energy, easy to fall into. You talk about definitely some things out there, but there's psychology, right? We all know psychology, or maybe not all know psychology, but there have been psychology experiments, where people conform to society or conform with groups. Where you've got your four lines or whatever, right? Which one's longer? Some people say A, and then the rest of them keep saying B or whatever it is. You don't want to be wrong, so you just go with what society thinks
Hmm.
or what the group thinks is right. Whereas the real answer is A, and those people that didn't conform to the other group, congratulations, you did a good job. People conform to the feed off the negative energy. I consider that like conforming, because all of a sudden you don't want to be the person that gets called out for being like, hey, look at me, I'm doing my job. I mean, I'm not letting change affect me in a negative manner. This is
Yeah.
good change, right? Or people always have viewed it as bad change or inappropriate change. uh, where was I going with this? I already lost track.
I don't know. We're about an hour into it.
Yeah, I know.
It's
Hey, I'm gonna leave it with this though, as things to do, ways to help. Seek out, as much as some people don't want to do this, have a conversation, have a heart to heart with your significant other, with your
hell yes.
leadership,
I recommend that.
um, family. They can help you. They can guide you. And like Jared mentioned before, love. Even like I mentioned, have a support. If you are afraid to get the support, it's going to be difficult. You are the best way to make change for your own mental. If you just sit on your ass, you're not going to change.
Yep.
Um, I know there's another thing here that Jared wanted to point out as well. I'm going to point it out for him. Maybe live in the now.
Yes.
Care to elaborate on that quickly?
Quickly, no. I'd like to touch on it again in the future. Just kind of the philosophy behind it. But uh, there was many years, actually, probably my whole life, where I spent thinking about the past. Oh wow, that was a good time, man! I wish I could go back there. Well, I had to stop myself because A, I can't, and B, it doesn't fucking matter what
Hmm.
happened in the past. And the only way you're gonna think about the future confidently is if you're living in the now, doing something now so you can make that future happen. There's no sense dreaming about the future sitting on your ass listening to a podcast. Well, I encourage that, but maybe you should be doing something when you're listening to a podcast to better ensure that you have a future that you want. Live in the now, focus on what is happening around you now, and stop distracting yourself. Stop scrolling, okay? Please. Let's live in the now and really take in every moment as they come to you, so you don't regret it in the future.
Excellent. All said. Definitely like that. So, as much as we said it might be a little darker or deeper, well, I won't say it was dark, but a little deeper, maybe a little off topic here and there, but I think mental is mental. You can change you. Uh, Nobody else can really change how you think or how you view the world. They can try to spew it or put their thoughts into your head. Awesome. But let's shed some light with some jokes, some daddy jokes, maybe. I don't know. Um, let's talk about this one. I think this is really good, as much as this gears toward the mental health. I hate the stigma around mental health. Immediately, when I got medication for schizophrenia, my friends won't talk to me anymore.
Oh, I love it. And guys, all joking aside, we're not making fun of you. We're just kind of poking light at the mental health situation
Yep,
tonight.
yep. So what do you call the mental health class at Hogwarts?
Oh crap! What?
Defense against the dark thoughts.
That was kind of lame,
Yeah,
but
so
yeah.
you had it built up and then it just fell. I agree. Uh okay. What brand of mint do they have at mental health clinics? Dementos.
Oh, that's awesome.
And last one, shout out to all, shout out to the Europeans, the United Kingdom. The UK is officially changing its name in honor of mental health awareness. The new name being You OK?
You okay?
You OK? Yeah, yeah,
Annie, you
yeah.
okay? You okay, Annie?
Yeah. Oh my God. Did you hear about that? Where there's been talk about Michael Jackson apparently being sued by the lady because apparently he was filming his.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this is all fake, but the lady's name is Annie, and she was being mugged or whatever, and Michael Jackson was shooting his song, and she thought he was making the song about her because while he was whatever in his like limo, I guess, or whatever, and she was being mugged.
Oh.
And so when she heard it, it's like, oh, yeah, I'm suing him because he didn't really help me out. He was just making a song about me. And you okay? You okay? You okay, Annie? You've been struck by a smooth criminal. Anyways, guys, that's it for the night. Hopefully you enjoyed those jokes. I know it sounded like Jared enjoyed some of them. Hopefully the dark thoughts didn't really, bring you down. Uh, but hey, again, thank you very much for being supportive. Spotify, YouTube, uh, Google, Apple Podcast. If you want to interact with us, let us know. You can send us a voicemail through Spotify. You can even do the question and answer thing through Spotify as well. You can do the poll. I do try to keep those all year, basically till the end of the year. Then you can even interact with us on Facebook, um, Twitter, and TikTok. You'll see small clips of TikTok. So enjoy. We will see you all next time. And stay healthy mentally.